He's a LinkedIn branding expert who has a strong passion for helping others with their social strategy, LinkedIn branding, and content marketing. I'm delighted to welcome and have a conversation with Yash Diwadkar on Small Talk. I'm your host, Javed Khan. Yash Diwadkar, welcome to Small Talk.
Thanks, Javed. Happy to be here.
I'm happy to have you on our show. Now, for those folks who are watching this segment, please look up Yash's LinkedIn profile. And the reason I say this is because Yash, as Gary Vee would say, you are crushing it on LinkedIn with tons of content. Video is a core platform that you are using. You're engaging people. You're part of different conversations. People are interviewing you. You even had an opportunity to have a quick, I think it was a selfie or a video I saw with Gary Vaynerchuk himself. Congratulations.
Thank you. I haven't got a selfie yet with Gary, but it's on my agenda for sure. And I got to be close to him at the Haste and Hustle conference. So that was something really exciting. And I'm hoping to get a selfie with him soon.
Amazing. Now, I'm delighted that you were on the show because one of the things that we're always hearing about, certainly through your conversations and my conversations, is around this social media platform by the name of LinkedIn. And one of the platforms that we carry our show is on LinkedIn. So I wanted for you, Yash, to have this conversation with our audience about why LinkedIn, what's evolutionary in LinkedIn, and in terms of increasing that brand equity for everyone's personal brand, what do they need to be doing? What's their top 3 list that folks, when they're watching this segment, can walk away and start to action one of them at a time? Over to you.
So I think LinkedIn is basically, it's going to be the biggest platform for B2B. I think Instagram is going to crush it for B2C, and LinkedIn is going to do the same for B2B. And so the key thing about LinkedIn and about B2B is that personal relationships matter a lot. So you need to start building trust with your audience. Anyone you're going to try and sell to or just have a relationship with, network, all those kind of things, they all start with a story. And you pretty much need to be able to tell your story consistently, daily, every day. You should be sharing some things about what you think of, how you think about the world, why people should want to work with you. If you see, in essence, that's pretty much what Gary Vaynerchuk has done. He has pretty much told his stories, laid bare his soul, and people want to work with him because of the fact that he is so honest and he is so positive. So I think that's the key thing about LinkedIn. I think it's just about, if you can share a story about yourself every day, just one bit at a time, not too long, in any format, video, text, audio and images don't work as well, but anything about video and text you can do both. I've done both. So, and it's pretty easy. You don't have to do much. You don't have to do any fancy recordings. It's all basically just about telling stories.
So Yash, you talked already around telling stories and building relationships. For those folks who are watching this segment, the question remains still, and a lot of people are expecting that this is going to happen like with a snap of a finger, or like right away I'm going to now get the exposure. I'm going to get the thousands and hundreds of thousands of views, and I'm going to get this if I do this. Help us understand that expectation, Yash, for those folks.
Yeah. So, no, everyone falls under this perception. Everyone thinks that, just because they'll do a bit, and I've had some of my friends, the people I've coached, and, one of them has said that just because she started posting and just because the first post went viral, she thought that it will keep continuing, but it doesn't work that way. And it takes a lot of hard work. It's not about the virality. I don't think it's because I've had viral posts, and I've had most of my posts have been non-viral, and I prefer the non-viral ones because it actually gives you a chance to communicate with everyone back. I like to I like to comment back on everyone's individual comments. I like to actually understand what they're trying to say and add to the conversation. So it's basically about being consistent. But yes, there's this expectation that all my if some some post gets a bit of attention, that all posts should get that same attention, and it doesn't work that way. Everyone likes to every A lot of people don't care about you. A lot of people care about you sporadically. A lot of people, most people, everyone, I would say, has their own life to care about. So, no one has all the time in the world to understand what you are doing. That is why it's important to be there every day, because once you're there enough times, then people will understand that you are not going to go anywhere. You're here to stay, and they will make more of an effort to engage with you.
Let me ask you one last question, specifically regarding an action item. What would you say, from your experience, would be your top three list? Top three things people need to put on their list to start to action. What would those be?
Okay, so the three things would probably be consistency, patience, and passion. Because one thing I do know is all these three things have to be there. Um, Consistency is something that you have to be consistent. Like I keep saying, if you can just create any piece of content, doesn't have to be great, doesn't have to be good. You can just keep learning, but you have to show up every day. You have to be there every day, and you have to keep putting up either a piece of text or a piece of video every day. Then eventually, within 3 months for sure, you're going to learn so much, and anyone would think that they wouldn't be capable of it, but they are. So that's one. The second is patience. Patience is necessary because as going back to your second question, it's the same thing. It's people have this unrealistic assumption that once they have this change in point for some reason, that everything's going to be viral and they're going to get all this attention and they're not going to have to work hard anymore. That's fully false. That it never works that way. You have to keep putting in the work. So I think patience is absolutely necessary. And the third point is basically, if you want to follow the first and second points, if you want to be consistent and patient, then you have to be passionate about the thing you do. So the reason I can do what I do well is because of the fact that I love it. Marketing and especially LinkedIn video creation is something that I've grown to love so much, and it's just been I started video to get over the fear of it. So the passion was always there, and I always enjoyed writing. So the text posts were basically just an extension of my personality. So that's how I think of them, and that's the reason why I can be consistent and patient.
Amazing conversation, folks, here with Yash Diwadkar. Yash, you're an amazing individual. Just as I started with this conversation, and I'll finalize it, you are, as Gary Vee has said, you're crushing it, and you're doing an amazing job. So congratulations. I got one last question we ask of all of our guests in terms of our conversations. If you, Yash, had an opportunity to have a small talk conversation with anyone, living or past, in this great world of ours, who would it be?
I think you already know the answer to that, Javed. It's going to be Gary Vaynerchuk.
I knew it. I knew. Just wanted to ask. I knew it. Now, let me ask you this question. Why Gary Vaynerchuk?
Well, the thing is, Gary, he's helped me so much with his content without even realizing it, that it just astounds how many people he has already helped out. And I'm just one of those few people. But he's such a like the way his worldview and the way his way of looking at the world, and the passion he has about going after positivity is something that I've not seen in any other individual, living or alive. And I think he's one of the true greats. I think just in general, life and marketing, two things that I am very passionate about. I think he has started to realize it at such a young age, and he's just phenomenal in that sense. But it would not be out of expectations. I don't think I need anything from him because his content gives me more than enough. I just want to have a chance to like sit down and have coffee with him, but I know he's a busy man. So I'd have to, offer him something first. I'd have to give, jab, 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 as he would say. But yeah, like just the chance to sit down and share a story with him would be great.
I'm almost speechless here because you are so passionate in terms of what you're doing. I'm so glad that you and I have gotten to know each other, not only just through LinkedIn, but we've actually met face to face. We're trying to figure out other things that we potentially can do together. But Yash, thank you again for being on Small Talk. It's been a delightful conversation, and look forward to seeing you very soon.
Thank you so much for having me, Javed. It was a pleasure, and I look forward to having our second cup talk again.
Thank you to Yash Diwadkar for joining me on Small Talk. You can also listen to the show as part of our podcast series. Now it's your turn. Please comment, subscribe, and share. If you've got a topic you'd like to discuss on the show, please give me a call or send me an email. We'll talk with you next time.